So you all can answer that real quick. Thank you, friends. Okay, we are so excited for this Lunch and Learn. I know they've been taken off and we will get it on YouTube and get it out to you. So however you found out about it is where you'll go again to get the recording. Or you're always more than welcome to reach out to me. This is really a go give thing. You know, a lot of people have asked, can I share it? Can I invite people? It's for consultants, directors. Does not matter what seminar affiliation, does not matter any of that. Everyone is welcome. That's why we do these. They've kind of taken on a life of their own, and I love it. I love feedback on who you want to hear from. That's how we have the beautiful Tracey today. Is some of you reached out and said, you need to get Tracey on here. I'm like, okay. So, and I love it because then I get to meet new people, right? That might be in a different seminar affiliation that I would never know. The heart, the integrity, and excellence in which all of you work and share this and participate is mind-blowing to me. So I just want to tell you, thank you for being part of this, and thank you for passing it on to anybody in your path, because I believe we're better together. So we have the honor and privilege, and Tracey, I've never gotten to meet in person, and I haven't actually ever gotten to hear her speak. So I'm super excited. I got pen and paper ready as we are going to rock out the finishing up in this June. And just so you all know, the first Thursday in July, we will not have one. I know everyone's been asking because they saw the graphic and they're like, I don't see it. Like, there's not one like that in July, just because it's, 4th of July, everyone's recuperating, celebrating. I know, we're like, whoo, okay, and getting ready for the new year. So, and travel and stuff like that. So we'll start. And I know there's some going on during different seminars. Don't worry, they'll be recorded and we'll put them on here, because that was another concern I've had a lot of messages about, and I thought I would address on here. So we'll just record them, and then if you're at seminar, don't stress, we'll post them for you. But we have the honor and privilege to have the beautiful Tracey today, and I'm excited to hear what she has to share with us. I just want you to know how much I appreciate you, friend, for taking your time to give to so many women that you probably have no idea how many lives you're going to touch today. And it's June, and you're taking time for the next half hour or whatever to share with so many amazing women. And that is why you're cream of the crop, top of the top, because I just believe this is something Mary Kay wanted. And thank you for leading in her footsteps in her company and the legacy in which she created. So I deeply appreciate you. And I'm just going to mute myself out and let you take over, friend.
Awesome. Well, great afternoon, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I was looking at Linda, I think it's Quillen. I'm probably saying her name so wrong because I'm the worst with names, and I tell the people, I don't care, just answer me, okay? So Linda's rocking that national pink. Get excited. Yes. I'm going to take my clothes out, Linda, go put on some pink. Get excited. Put on something. I thought my little earrings was enough, but you have really blew my mind. I love that pink. I love it. Well, hello, everyone. As I say, I may not know you. You may not know me, but we're in Mary Kay, so we're family. Can you get excited? We are family. No matter what, so if y'all see him on the side of the road, come get me, okay? We're family. That's what families do. Well, I am Tracey Hedrick Lassiter, and I've been in Mary Kay now for 23 years. Yes, 23 years. This was my anniversary month, and I'm so super excited. So I was praying as Jennifer had asked me to speak. I think it was last month. And of course, I'm always going to say yes to anybody. That's what we do. If we keep it to ourselves, then why are we in this business, right? Why are we in this business? So when Jennifer asked, of course I was going to say yes. I just didn't know what time. I was like, okay, let me find it. Just throw me a date. I'll figure it out. And of course, that's what we do. We figure it out. And then I often say, I said, okay, God, what do I tell the cream of the crop? Nod your head, because that's you. What do I tell women who already, my peers, who already on my level, we're all sales directors, so we're all the same level. It's no little big, we're the same level. We had to get 24 or 30 to get here, right? And we're trying to keep the 24 to 30 to stay here, right? So we're all on the same level. And I literally said, okay, God, what do I share heroes who are producing heroes? What do I share to the super women and the super moms and the Wonder Woman? What do I share? And I was like, because you know what? I don't know about you guys, but if June don't hurry up and leave, I'm gonna fast forward the month myself. I'm just gonna push a button and I'm gonna sleep for 9 days. Can somebody sleep with me? Because I about got 2 strings of hair hanging in the back left. Okay, I'm just ready for this seminar year to take flight and go. Let's go to seminar, cheer, and sit back and eat our fingernails or whatever, and then make some new declarations. Can we get excited about that? So does that give everybody a safer place to be in? Because I'm not gonna come here and have a lot of accolades on my shoulder. That was back then. Okay, everybody starts from July 1. Everyone ends on June 30th. That's here and there. Okay, so this is not gonna. I'm never gonna be the person to make you feel where you are is not good enough. I'm never going to be that person. So I want you guys to just relax with me for a minute. So as I was thinking about it, and I said, Danetta, I said, what do I tell women as sharp as you? Miss Lynch, I know I said your name wrong, but it was so close to my middle name that I got excited. But anyway, so I said, I'm going to tell y'all a story that inspires me. And it's about a famous person. You all may have heard the story, but I'm going to tell you a story about a famous person that was once homeless. And now he's a billionaire, gazillionaire. I don't know what kind of nair, but I ain't got nair yet. But anyway, I'm going to tell you about this famous person. And every time anybody get in a funk, can I use that word to this group? Anybody get discouraged or when you looking at some consultants, you saying, what did you just say? And you thinking like, am I crazy? Or one of us crazy? So you got to refer back to something that can get back in your spirit, because sometimes some people faith bring you down. Have you ever been, am I talking to the right group right here? Like right now, they done made all these promises the 1st of June, and you calling them, you can't get them to even answer the phone, more or less the promise. So, you looking at like, okay, where do I go back to? I have to always go back to someone who was struggling like me. Okay, I have to always go back because that encourages me to go forward. So I'm going to tell you about a story really quick. And it's a story about a famous person that was once homeless. He was once homeless and he lived in his car. And I'm gonna refer back because I'm over 50 now, so sometimes I got to refer back to the story because I might not remember it all. But he was homeless and he used to go fishing. Now he was fishing illegally. He acknowledged that he was fishing illegally, but he would go in someone else's pond and fish. And he said he would catch about 6 to 8 bass a day. And he would go to the picnic areas that you have the grills at. And he said he would use the picnic areas to grill his fish, to cook his fish. So one particular day he was fishing and the owner of the property told him, hey, get off my land. What are you doing? And he said, he didn't say anything back, but he knew in the water, his fish was hanging on the strings. His fish was hanging. So he knew. I think Linda heard the story. And so his fish was hanging on the string. And the man said, put that back. And he looking at, man, I ain't putting this back. I got to eat. But he said he couldn't get caught because it would have been stealing if he hadn't put it back, Sandra. So he said, okay, so let me just every time he took a fish out, he said, man, my stomach was growling more and more. But he was putting the fish back in the water. So he had to leave the man's pond. And so he said one day, he said, I'm tired of being asked to leave. I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry. But the man didn't know he was catching the fish because he was hungry. He only knew he was taking from his property. So the man asked him to leave the property. So as he left the property, he said, one day, I'm going to own me a piece of property that I can stand on and no one asks me to leave. Oh, yes, Lori. He said, and no one's going to ask me to leave. He said, so he referred back to what his mom said. And his mom said, well, we have not because we ask not. We have not. That's right, Lily. We have not because we ask not. So he began to continue to dream. And one day he earned his first $115,000. And he said, I'm going to get me some land. So he would happen to get up with the agent and he tells the agent, I want some land. So the agent says, Well, he saw a sign, land for sale. So he asked the agent to take him to see this land. The agent took him to see the land. Oh, y'all gonna get ready to get excited. The agent took him to see the land, Lori. And guess what? The agent says, he asked the agent, how much is this land? Now the land was $250,000, but Jordan, he only had 115. You know, the trip is 650,000. We ain't got but 500 in. Okay, y'all get that later. Okay, so anyway, okay. So anyway, so the trip was 250. I mean, the land is 250,000, but he only had 115,000. And he said, well, the agent said, well, I doubt if he's gonna sell you the land, but let's ask anyway. So they went to the man to see if the man said, sure, I'll give you the land. See, he said, well, I can only pay you if you give me I pay 115 now, and you give me a year to pay the other amount later. The person who was selling the land said, we can do that. Just come by tomorrow and sign the papers. The agent says, okay, let's do that, but I got something else bigger I want you to look at. I want you to think about what you're ready to do, but I want you to go and do something bigger. He went to another place and he knew a man was selling land, but this man was a country hillbilly. That's what he called him now. He was talking about me because I'm sure a hillbilly. But anyway, he was a country hillbilly, and he said to him, Samantha, he said, how much you selling this land for? He said, I only have 115,000. He said, I'm gonna buy me 6 acres of land. I want 6 acres of land, because let me tell you where he came out with the first original idea of the land was because somewhere he had read that there was 36 billion acres of land on this planet. And at that time, there were 5 to 6 billion people, but now there's 8 to 10 billion. But at the time he was doing the math, it was 5 or 6. So he thought about it, where if there's 6 billion people, every person on this planet, God has assigned 6 acres of land to. So that's how he came up with, I'm gonna buy my first 6 acres of land. Y'all get me? Y'all catching on? Y'all gonna get on the trip after all? So anyway, so then he says, I'm gonna go and buy 6 acres. Well, the first 6 acre set of land was 6 acres at 250,000. He went to the second person and says to him, I don't have the kind of money for the amount of acres you're selling. But when he looked over the land, there were hills and there were 4 ponds, not just one, but 4 ponds that he could fish from. And he told the man, I only have 115,000. If you let me pay that now, I can pay the rest later. The man begins to tell him, if you want the land, I'll take the 115,000 and you can have all 16 acres for that price. Yes, you got it. I saw some eyes light up. So he began to sign. At that point, he signed, and the next day he had 16 acres of land. Everybody said next day. The next day. The next day. He had 16 acres of land. So guess what? Oh, this is so sad. He went back and said, because he went to Texas and bought this land, Dallas, Texas, and bought this land. And then he began to say, I'm going back to Cleveland to see my friends. And I'm telling my friends, I'm gonna make my first TV appearance. Just like you telling your friends, you're gonna be on the top trip. Just like you telling your friends, you're gonna be a national. Just like you telling your friends, you're gonna drive pink Cadillacs. Just like you telling your friends. And guess what? He had told his friends, I can't hang with you the way I used to hang with you on the corner, because I'm preparing to become on TV. See, you're preparing to take stage, and the things that we used to do, we can't do anymore because we in preparation. So his friends came back and told him, how many of y'all friends that came back and told you, said, guess what? You've changed. Since you made your 115,000, you've changed. Since you bought your land, you've changed. And so he told the friends, well, I can't hang with y'all no more. Meanwhile, in his mind, he said, well, God, I got some friends in the penitentiary. Y'all get that later. And they ain't gonna use, that's the words he used. They ain't gonna use their 6 acres. So can I have theirs? He asked God, can I have that? I got a couple friends ain't gonna never use their land. So can I have theirs? So as he began to ask theirs, the friends on the corner, he said, God, they ain't gonna do nothing with theirs either. Can I have theirs too? Well, 18 more acres became available right beside the 16 that he had purchased. You guys, right beside which we have invested in, we have trained with, we have taught, there's 18 more. But because we haven't asked, because we haven't let go, because we haven't chose to move forward, because we still want to go hang over the corner, hang with the same, we got to, oh yeah, that's right, Faith. Faith got it. She said, oh my God, yes. So guess what? We got to know that our 18 is waiting. Our 18 offsprings, our 18 new consultants, our 18 red jackets, they're waiting. But we gotta announce loudly, I can't hang with you the way I used to hang with you, because I have a vision that's bigger than where I've been, because I'm going to another level. So at the end of the day, you guys, he had purchased by asking God for other people land that he knew they weren't going to use anyway. He ends up with 300 acres in Denton County, Dallas, Texas. He went from living homeless to 300 acres because he remembered what his mother said, we have not because we ask not. How many of y'all are bold enough for these next few days to just ask? To ask. So he said, so man, so when you don't ask and you keep it to yourself, he said, one thing you got to do, you just got to keep with it. Guys, we got to keep with it. Even though it didn't come from the date you look back when you first made it July 1st last year and you're not there, you still got to keep with it. You can't let no one douse your fire. You can't get deflated. You have to be inspired because you're here. Praise God that you're here. It could be so different, but you're here. And this is what I get excited about. He said, you got to keep believing. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep pressing. But when your time comes, it will come because you trust God for it. It ain't our job to understand how it's going to happen. That's God's job. Our job is to be willing to work when it happens. Can you get excited? It's not our job. It's not our job. I want you to say, it is not my job to wonder how it's going to happen. It's not my job. Go ahead and take that pressure off you. Because the way you think, Kristen, is going to happen, I promise you ain't none of that's going to come forward. They're going to drop off the face of the earth, Stephanie. None of that's going to happen. It's planned for what when you continue to work, when it happens, you're working because it's happening. You're going to work in your happenings. Can you get excited about that? I often train you guys, there's 4 areas that it has to happen in. It has to happen in your financial area, your skill area, your time area, but mostly your emotional area. It's the emotional area that hinders us from moving forward at all times. You guys, if you was to drive your car, what are some of the effects when you get a flat tire? What are some of the effects? It's bumpy. You can't keep it in the road. Sometimes you can't, it messes up the rim. What else happens when the tires are flat? What somebody was saying what it is, Kristen?
Oh, well, it knocks off your whole alignment when you're
tired. Your whole alignment is gone. It's like it's out of control. You're out of, guess what? If one of those areas are deflated, you're out of alignment. It's out of control. So you're going to go out this year with those 4 factors, but you're going to come in next month with those 4 factors to start. And you're going to keep those 4 factors inflated. That's time, your emotional, your financial, and your skill. And you're going to train that to your people. You're going to share with them. All 4 tires have to be pumped at the same time. If not, you're out of alignment. You're out of alignment. So the more of that story, because there was so many more I took away. I took away so many. I always have to refer back to that. I took away, I have to ask, I have to believe, and I have to work. I have to ask, I have to believe and I have to work. You guys are already heroes. You're here. You're already Superwoman. You're here. You're already the Wonder Woman with your clear jet. You're here. But you got to ask, you got to believe, and we have to work. I wish I had more time. I could talk to you till tomorrow, but I'm so super excited that Jennifer has allowed me to be in your ear and in your space. But I want you to know, don't be discouraged. It doesn't matter. The date does not determine your strength or how powerful you really are, because you're here. Sandy, you're here. Lily, you're here. Lisa, you're here. And sometimes we forget how important our here is. And the millionaire you asked, I'm glad you did, Danetta. Guess what? It was Steve Harvey. It was Steve Harvey. Yes, the million gazillionaire. What you say, Samantha?
For real.
For real. It was Steve Harvey. Aren't you excited? And look how he's being used. Look at, and let's not, oh, he got 100 stories he could tell you. But I'm going to tell you, that one impressed me. You have to ask, believe, and work. And every time I'm in my head, or every time one of my tires start to deflate, I read that story over and over. Because if he can come from living in a car and asking God, wanting 6 acres, God gave it to him. But then when he saw a better opportunity, God gave him 16 for the price of what 6 would have cost, for less than what 6 would have cost. And then he went on and said, well, they ain't coming out of prison. Let me get their 6 to God. At the end of the day, he have 300 acres of land in Denton County. How about Dallas, Texas? Get excited. All because he remembered, ask, believe, and work. Thank you guys so much for having me on this Lunch and Learn. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what did he do to get the 100? He was comedy. He does comedy. He was doing, his first gig was the Apollo, and that's how he got his first gig, his first trip. And Apollo told him he couldn't go in because he was late. That's a whole nother story, but that's how he originally got his own money. Yes, Kristen.
He's on the Family Feud. He's the host of the Family Feud.
Absolutely.
Like, he started out as a comedian, and I remember when he played the Apollo. He's amazing.
Yes, but the Apollo, he was not supposed to be the one. It was someone else they had chosen, and Steve Harvey got there late because he was homeless, and he got there late. And they said, we've already auditioned. And he said, man, you don't understand. And he said, just give me one try, give me one shot. And they did, and they chose him to be the host of the Apollo. You don't know how close your victory is, but if we give up, if you don't say, come on, let me try, let me do this, let me make one more phone call, let me call one more person, let me just say one more encouragement, let me inflate somebody's tie, let me give them a word of encouragement. Maybe they just need to hear me say, I love you. Maybe they just need to hear me say, you can do it. You don't know the power that you have. But we have to ask, believe, and work.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I don't know if the rest of you had chills. Tracey, that was phenomenal. I love Steve Harvey. I've heard his story and multiple stories because I think he's an amazing human.
Yes.
And I think his story is so powerful. And there's so many that, you don't think about it. We see him in the spotlight. We see him famous. We see him whatever. We don't think about. And that's no different than when we see the nationals. We don't think about all the things they went through. So Tracey, thank you for hitting everything with your story today and bringing it. I agree with Linda, ball of fire. This was powerful. And I know when you ask me, I always turn, I don't know, whatever God asks you that you think you need to say, or I just leave that open because I just believe that he is going to work it out, that whatever needs to be said this day on this event is what's going to be said for whoever's on. I was like, I don't have any control over that. I just let it go. And so thank you. Thank you. Does anybody have a question? I know you've been putting some in the chat, or anything you want to say to affirm Tracey for taking her time here today. I know some of you may know her.
Thank you. Oh my God. You do not know how fast my heart is racing right now. And yes, I have goosebumps from head to toe. So I really, really, really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Samantha. Her story. Kristen said her story.
Kristen,
my
do you mean
gosh,
Tracy's story?
Tracey. Oh, sorry. Can I go?
Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Andrea. Sorry. I mean, there, like you said, God appoints people to be where they are when they're supposed to be there. And I was getting a little discouraged because I'm close to getting this pink ring right here. And I'm about 5,000 retail or so away, and it's doable. But in my head, I'm saying, oh my gosh, how I'm going to do this. But God came to me and said, I need to start calling people in my phone and start asking them. And I'm
Yes.
like, some of these people I haven't talked to in forever. How am I going to just call them? And he said, just call. He asked. And so you blessed me today because I'm going to ask, I'm going to believe, and I'm going to continue to do the work until
Yes.
July 1st. But I'm going to
Yes.
have this ring. So I thank you so much because you really blessed me and gave me encouragement. So thank you so much.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. I'm doing, if you need a sale tip, I got a national pink package that I'm doing, put together a national pink package. Mine is $100. And I said I need 50 people to buy this for me in my customer base. I got it, and they're gonna buy it because I'm gonna tell them, I'm gonna put in a hand which credit card you want me to use. You can cash out me, or you want me to use credit card on file. There is no option, okay? Because you're in my customer base. Do you want to be removed out of my customer base? Do you no longer want to be a VIP? Because a VIP supports me, okay? Oh yeah, you gonna buy it. So tell them what they gonna do. So I already got. So my people always they are. Can you all see that? Let me take.
Yes, they want to know what's in it.
Okay, so what's in it is and you hold on a minute. I'm gonna get it together, I promise you. Now let me take it off the virtual. Hold on one second. Okay. So in it is and just one I just put together. It's the mask, the micellar water, the pink clay. It's called the pink package, National Pink Day. So I'm gonna sell 50 today at $100. It's a pink lip gloss. I'm wearing it. So when I did my video, I had the clear the sheer illusion on with a hint of iridescent pink. And then I had a mascara, and I called this for the Pure Natural Girl. This is the Pure Natural Girl packet. And this is the one that just want to go and say she don't wear anything. We know she need everything, but she don't want to wear anything. But we want to make her feel special. Can you get excited? And I just put it together. And it values a little bit more than $100, but you know, they like round numbers. So let's round it off. Okay. And if you sell 50 of these at 100, Andrea,
Yeah.
this is what you need then, baby. Boom.
Thank you. Thank you.
My people like things, they don't like to figure things out. You know,
Yeah.
my people like things already figured out, package already put together, and then, you know, bam. But if they have to figure it out, then it's a slow motion. But if I go ahead and gather it up from, so that's my goal is to do 50. And that's isn't that the money you need?
Yes.
Boom.
Thank you so much.
Ask, believe, and work. Boom, baby. Did you see the Star Spangled Banner just played? Kristen,
so
I
much.
am from Pleasant Garden, North Carolina. I'm from Pleasant Garden, North Carolina, right outside of Greensboro, North Carolina.
Spend a lot of time in New Bern.
New Bern.
You sounded like you were from North Carolina. That's
North Carolina, baby. Born and raised. Yeah.
My daughter lives in New Bern, and I'm there 2 or 3 times a year, at least.
But that's about 4 hours from me.
Okay.
That's about.
But it's still North Carolina, which I love.
Yes, yes.
My stepdaughter's actually in Greensboro.
Ooh. I'm right
So
here.
I might have to just come visit you.
I'm right here.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. Anybody else have any questions? Or I love that pink idea. We all gonna go put those packages together right now. Put our pink lips on, and we're gonna get on our social media. We're gonna tell everybody you're all buying these.
Yes, y'all buying them. You buy her. I didn't ask you to buy them. Okay? You need one for your mama. And I'm also putting them in a drawing. So if they go in the drawing, they're gonna win. And literally, they're gonna win this Coach bag. But you don't have to give anything. They go in the drawing. I have Coach bags, and you got to shake it up a little bit to beat your goal. So it could be some Mary Kay jewelry you're not wearing. It could be some Kendra Scott's. A lot of us got Kendra Scott jewelry. We haven't even taken out the box, right? that we've earned for Mary Kay? How many of y'all got a little keychain purse you're not using that Mary Kay has given you? Got tons of stuff. I can look at some of y'all behind y'all desk. Okay, that go a box right there. Lily, you got right there. You ain't using it. Just got dust collecting. Give it to somebody. Get excited, you know. So I mean, we got tons of stuff that we're not using. I had a customer, and she at the beginning of the year, and I know my time is completely gone, but at the beginning of the year, I had a thing. Yes, micellar water eye patches, pink came in. Yep, that's it, Tracy, you got it. And so and at the beginning of the year, if they spend $2,000 with me at the beginning for the whole year, and I had 5 customers that spent $2,000 with me in sales, so that was $10,000 from them, right? And then they just go in an exclusive drawing, and they get excited about. So that's where the Coach bags come from. And I showed them the bags. And so it could be a bag, a Kate Spade bag. How many of y'all got 15 on Mary you have earned for Mary Kay? Okay, then give them away. And so this particular girl, though, were the sunglasses. Remember when they used to have the sunglasses on the flyer chart we could put on our wall in our office? Well, she came in my office you remember the old STAR program? The old STAR program, Faith, stay with me. You stay with me, don't lose me. Okay, you remember the old posters they used to send us, right? And it had the sunglasses on it. So she wanted those sunglasses. And I said, you spent $2,000 with me this year. No, I said, you spent 25. I had no idea. She spent her $300 last week before she went to Puerto Rico. She said, didn't that make me do my $2,500? I said, for what? She said, my sunglasses. I said, shut your mouth. So I had to give her my sunglasses because that was a commitment. I never thought about it anymore. Never thought about it anymore. So if you tell them that you got some grand from, throw a crazy them out there. I didn't even know she was working for it. I never knew that she spent the last $300 last week before she went to Puerto Rico. She don't want to do Mary Kay, but she bring me a heck of a lot of customers. You know, sometimes they bet off customers and leave them. Okay, I'm gonna let her stay right there. She pays a light bill. Okay, anyway, so some of y'all would like me, some of you won't, but it's just me. It's not with them though.
I think we all love you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, ladies, thank you so much. The ideas, and yes, I saw in there we'll put it on YouTube. Sometimes it's by this evening, if not by tomorrow, I'll have it to you all. So you'll have it on YouTube, and then again, wherever you found it, or you can message me if you need to privately. But you're all on here because you saw it somewhere. So however you saw it, it'll be in those locations again. So we will. I love them because then we can always go back and watch them. So Tracey, oh my gosh. Thank you for bringing it today, getting us fired up midweek, finishing out this audacious June and rocking into our new year in July.
Yes.
No excuses. Get after it, my friends. I can't wait to come back in July, and everyone, I know, Andrea, you're going to have that ring. You're going to be celebrating, and you're going to be prancing around, and you're going to say, I'm picking up my ring. And I'm so excited to see where everybody is and to share that. So hope you all have an amazing Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracey. I'm 2100 retail from Princess Court. I'm going to ask. Yes,
Lisa, you can
ask.
do it.
And if you have any ideas, you can message me and I'll throw it out there to you if you want to message me. I'm Tracey Fields Hedrick if you message me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I sure will.
You got
Thank
me.
you.
You're welcome, Lisa. You're welcome.
No, the other way.
Have
Right
an
down.
amazing day,
Sorry.
gals.
Sorry. Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye, little Katie
Thank
girl
you.
with the face.